Want to elevate your craft and support a higher cause? With each purchase of this darling transfer, we donate $2 US straight to Watts of Love to help with the amazing cause of bringing light to those in need. I've got my transfer here and a couture gallery board with an 8-in 9x12 frame. I've chosen 4 pastes here in a happy palette and gathered the tools that I need: a fuzzing cloth, marker, a multi-tool, transfer trimmers, and several squeegees, and I always like to have a water bath nearby for quick cleanup. I'll start by cutting apart the transfer along the cut lines, and with so many pieces, I like to mark the backer papers to correspond with the design because it makes matching them up later so much easier. I'll start with the main sentiment. So after I remove the backer paper, I'll press it lightly to my fuzzing cloth, and this just picks up a touch of lint, which eases the stick on a brand new transfer. I like it in the center so I can build out the florals around it, so I'll just smooth it onto the board. Starting with the white chalk paste, I'll load up my small squeegee and smooth it right over the screened area, scrape the excess back into the jar, and then I'll remove the transfer element and get it washed. Now I'm going to work through each color as I build the florals around this phrase, and I'll start with a larger leaf element. I'll apply and smooth it, and then load up my mini squeegee with meadow green paste. Making sure I've covered the screen, I'll pull it up and reposition it. If you move quickly, you can use it again and not wash it in between, and that saves a lot of time. So I'm just working around the phrase. After this third pull, I'll wash it finally. I want to keep using the green, so next I'll work with the smaller leaf, fuzzing first, then positioning it to sort of fill in the gaps, and chalk it each time with meadow green. Load up my mini squeegee, making sure I've covered the screen, I'll pull it up and reposition it. So I'm just working around the phrase, and then I'll remove the transfer element and get it washed. To finish out my green, I'll use this smaller stem element to kind of break out of the circle and begin to fill out the board. I'll apply and smooth it, and then load up my mini squeegee with meadow green paste. And it's so small, I can just use it again and again. I like using odd numbers, so 5 of these little guys feels just right. And then I'll remove the transfer element and get it washed. Now that I've got a good leafy base, I'll move on to the floral elements. I'm fuzzing the largest flower, and then I'll start at the top, and it's really going to make this start to pop, especially with this guava chalk paste, one of my all-time favorite colors. So I'm just going to work around the circle and do 3, not being too fussy. I like the organic feel of this build so much. You can of course create this any way you wish. That's the great thing about florals like these. Now I'll take the round bloom, I'll press it lightly to my fuzzing cloth, and find some sweet spots for this flower, just trying to keep the colors and the shapes balanced. After this, I'll wash it finally. And I'll finish out this yummy guava color with the smallest flower, always fuzzing, smoothing, and then applying the paste, working my way around. And then I'll remove the transfer element and get it washed. The next piece is this larger cluster on a stem, and then I'll start at the top. And now I can see I'm ready to move to the daffodil yellow. And here's where it really starts feeling like it's going to come together for me, now that all the colors are here. I'll use this just a few more times and then drop it off in the water bath. This pine cone will be next. And I've got a couple perfect gaps to drop that into, and I'll keep it yellow because I really like working one color at a time. That way I can maintain a nice color balance. And it's so quick to use, just a couple of times and then wash it when I'm done. Just a few more yellow touches, this time with the smaller cluster stem. Just sneaking this little piece wherever I need to and working around. I'm trying to just rotate it a bit so it doesn't feel too formally placed. And then wash it when I'm done. And now to the last piece. After I get this fuzzed, I'm just going to find spots where I want to pick up a bit of white, now just trying to tie it all together with the text. My multi-tool is perfect here. For such fine detail, you never want your squeegee to be wider than the transfer element that you're working with, so the small end of this tool is simply perfect. I'm going to do a bunch of these. They are so tiny and easy to drop anywhere, and I love the white accent. It's actually a lot of fun to build a floral like this. It will be custom every single time. And there you have it. This is a fun, versatile, and beautiful project. These florals would go with everything, and every time you use it, you'll be reminded to plant those seeds of love and lift where you can. With this Watts of Love transfer, you are doing just that.